Hi everybody, welcome to Jana's Crochet Journey. Today is Thursday, April 4th, 2024. Welcome all my new, returning, and future crafty yarny friends. Today is just a update on two of the projects that I showed you in the previous video and one finished object. I know it's been a little bit and I was hoping to have two finished objects, but I just didn't get there. So, hope everybody's doing great. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to see what I've been up to. So, to get started, I'm going to start with the throw blanket. I was going to look back at my notes that I had left upstairs previous video, and of course I must have thrown the paper away. Whatever. So I've kind of been winging it. I have 4 colors in this yarn and I had different amounts of each color, so I kind of figured out a pattern, and now whatever. So for the chain, I used the 10mm hook, and for the blanket, I'm using an 8mm. I chained 90. I think that's what I'm counting, or did I do 91? I'm going to say 90 because that's what I'm getting across. And then when I chain one and turn, I'm going right back into the first stitch. So I always have 90, and I'm using stitch markers because if I get sidetracked or I'm watching a show, I have a tendency to be short or add a stitch, and I don't have time to be ripping stuff out. So the colors that I am using are Peacockle, Spice, Charcoal, and Plum. And this yarn is from one of the Hobby Lobby clearances that we had a couple of years ago. And love this yarn. So soft. And this blanket is like heavy, which is going to be perfect in the winter or colder nights. So Plum, Charcoal, Spice, and Peacockle. This is my combo. And I am in the middle of one of the blues or Peacockle. I was trying to get it down to where I would be switching colors, but opportunity came for me to get my video done more on the earlier side, so I'm going with it. And let's see, I have 10 skeins left after what I'm going to show you, so it's going to be decent size. Yeah, no pattern. I'm just between half double and single. Whatever the heck I feel like is the stitch I'm using for that row. So this is where I'm at. I did not weave in my ends yet, so it is what it is. So here we go. This is where I'm at. Started with the blue. And this is 2 skeins of Spice. Just to show you a little closer. Just whatever. Right now I'm doing half doubles. And when I get towards the end of a skein and I'm not sure if another row of half double will be enough, I just do singles and then I change colors. I do have scraps that if I decide to put a border on, which I really don't think I'm going to, honestly, but if I did, I have enough scraps that I could tie together and go around. There are some bumpy parts where I've had to think I could make it to the end playing yarn chicken, and I didn't, so I had to add on a little bit, but this is for here. So I did not measure, but again, it's 90 chains, and in the middle of the blue. So by next video, this one will definitely be done. Man, that's got some weight to it. Ugh. All right, so there's that. The other project that I'm working on, I showed last video that I was trying to do Beautiful Shells blanket, and it wasn't going well for me. Let's just say that. I'm not saying anything against the creator, which I couldn't even find the name. I did find the video or the site where I got the pattern, and in my true fashion forgot to write it down, but look it up, you'll find it. Exact same pictures. Anyways, wasn't working for me. So when I Googled pretty much the same pattern, what came up was a pattern that I have done before in the exact same yarn as the pattern. I think I still have the blanket, but I'm not sure. I might have gifted it. But what came up was From the Middle Crochet Blanket by Yarnspirations. There is a video with Mikey from the Crochet Crowd showing you step by step, which I think I did have to refer to it to get me going, but I didn't have to like take notes or anything this time around. And I've already got the pattern down, so I can sit down with my yarn and TV and just whip it out. So the original pattern is done in chunky Caron cake, and I did this blanket in the exact color. So now with the yarn that I had shown previous, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook, and the colors that I'm using, this was my inspiration color, the Craft Smart Value Stripe in the colorway River Gorge. This was my inspiration. So I ended up pulling solids of the colors that were in here. This is 215 yards. I have 3 skeins, and my goal is to use these 3 packs up with solids and just like get through them, because these also I have had a couple years. Soft yarn, washes up great, not a problem. So the colors that I pulled was a navy blue scrap ball, which is gone. I also have this mill end scrap of a light blue, no idea what color it is. And if I need a border, which I don't know, I don't really think I'm going to. I don't think everything needs a border. Like, I don't mind as long as you end on the shell row, then you really don't need a pattern unless, or a border, unless you want to square it off. And you know, I can break the rules a little bit and not put a pattern on it of, you know, the border pattern to square it off. Like, I'm okay with different, because we all know I am. So another color was the Mary Maxim Value, and this is medium teal. So I've used this. And the last one I have is a Premier Basic in Aqua. So with these, the navy blue, and it's just random. I'll do average 3 rows. Sometimes I threw in 2 of a solid, and then I will use the stripe. Well, I don't think this pops enough to show that it was my inspiration with the solids. It kind of gets lost. So I need to figure out next time when I grab a color, one, what pattern I want to do. I mean, I probably will do this one again, but next time I'm going to pick a different pattern. I like from in the middle because you just go until the yarn's gone. But I feel like this got lost. So one, do I do a bigger section in the middle of like a whole skein of the stripe and then do a couple rows of the solid and then do another whole skein? So that's an option. Or do I pick contrasting colors? Not something crazy. Like, I mean, I wouldn't pick this and put red, my favorite color, with it. Like, that would just be totally off the wall, but, you know. So I got to figure it out because I'm going to show you where I'm at. I mean, I like it. It's pretty. I love the colors, but I feel like the stripe got lost. So I started with the solid middle. Now, mind you, I changed patterns, so I frogged the last blanket that I showed you, and I did start with this color. So I started with it again, get it a little closer, and you're basically alternating the shell row, and then you do like a V, so chain 3, no, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, then you chain 5 and you skip the shell and single crochet in between the shell, and you carry that all the way around. Your corners get double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then you do 7 double crochet to make the shell. And that's your alternate pattern. Super easy. It's not hard. It kind of looks like you could have surface crochet in it, which would send me running, let's just say, but that's not what it is. So I feel like right here where I started to use that skein, and actually that is the second one. I've used one whole skein already. Like right up in here, when the colors change, like it gets lost. Now, I did question how light this blue is in comparison with the other colors, but I think it works to contrast against not only the darker solids, but the stripe. To me, unless you're really looking, you can't see where the striping color is. And that's what annoys me. But I'm going to go with it. I'm not frogging it. I'm going to use it and figure something different out next time. Because like right in here, this green and then this green, that's all that striping skein. And then it goes back down into darker. It feels a little busy. So I think, again, with this pattern, do one whole skein of stripe, maybe 2 rows of a solid, or 3 or 5, because the whole odd number thing. But I don't know. That's where I'm at. And I wanted to stop at a certain point so that I could show you my progress and that I switched pattern and just plugging along. And the last thing I have to show is I finished the tablet cover for my daughter's tablet. I got her measurement and used one of mine as a guide to how it's going to fit. Originally, I was thinking to just make this long rectangle and then like kind of fold it together and make the flap. But when I did a wardrobe check on the Kindle, realized it had more spacing on the side than was necessary. So if she was going to put her Kindle in it, or tablet, whatever she has, I still didn't ask, it would be sliding around even with a cover on it because mine has a case on it. And I didn't like it. So I turned it the other way, and I was just a little shy of it fitting. But I only had to put on a few more rows basically to make the flap to do the buttons. So I knew I was pretty much there in size. I was just going to put, I think I had to do 3 or 4 border rounds, and that gave me the width that I needed to turn it the other way. And for the top, I put so many, and then I did, I think, 3 chains to make the buttonhole, and I ended up doing 3. Did I think to bring my frickin' Kindle down here to show you how it fit? Nope. So you're going to have to take my word for it. So here it is. This is the cover finished. On the front, lighting's a little wonky there for a minute. I did the bean or bobble stitch, can't remember. You can see I put the rows on the edge to make it bigger before I sewed it together. So there's the back. Just 2 tones. I did a 6mm hook. I used Fair Isle Liberty yarn in the color plum and Mary Maxim in dark violet in my scraps. 3 buttons, and I did the chaining and made the holes for the button. So she can just put it in sideways instead of how originally in my brain I was thinking just, put the bottom in and slide it down. I made it too wide. Buttonholes, I maybe should have did 1 chain less, but it works. She has a little play in it. And that's it. So next time I see her, I will give this to her, or I could even drop it in the mail. Wouldn't be that bad, but we'll see what time allows. Yeah, that is it. No pattern, pretty much half double crochets besides the little bean bobbly things, and single crochets to start with around the border, and then I did a row of half doubles, another row of single, and then I did the seams with the outer stitches. I didn't go through all 4 loops. I just did outer on both and put it together that way. And that's it. That's all I have to show today. Hopefully, again, next video, the 1 blanket will be finished, and who knows what I'll be up to. So, thanks for taking time out of your day again to watch my projects and progress, and please like, subscribe, share if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.